Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Heavenly Whispers. Today I'll be doing a past life card reading, and I have divided the cards into 4 groups. You can see this is group number 1, group number 2, group number 3 and 4. So guys, you can pause the video for a while and meditate on the cards or even on the crystals. We have clear quartz, apatite, howlite and the beautiful labradorite crystal to help us in the reading. So I'm going to start the reading process. Another thing guys, today I'll be taking a help of the guidebook to explain the meaning of the cards elaborately. Well, so I'll start with the deck number 1. Let's see what it has in store for you. I've already shuffled the cards, so I'll straight away spread it. Okay guys, so those who have chosen the deck number 1, for them the cards are knighthood, ships, finances, imprisonment or slavery and spouse. I'll try to show you the cards, but I don't think you'll get to read it properly because see, this is knighthood. This is the card saying about ships. This card talks about finances. This one about imprisonment and slavery. And this one about spouse. Okay, so I'll start with the first card, knighthood. Your card says, once a knight, always a knight. You received this card as validation of your inner knighthood. Whether you are a man or a woman in this life, you have the heart and mind of a knight. Most likely, you have long had a fascination with tales and images of knights. You may collect knight figurines, decorate with knight-related artwork, and even dress up as a knight during costume parties. In relationships and careers, you are drawn to defend those who are weak or vulnerable. You may choose a profession that puts you into a guardian or protector role. It's essential that you only work for organizations that you fully believe in. As a knight, you are loyal to those who earn your respect. Otherwise, you are not happy. Okay, I'll straight away shift to the second card, that is ships. The second card reads, your prior lifetimes spent on ships bring this card to you today. As a former sailor, crew member, or ship passenger, you have had experiences at sea that have exerted an influence on the situation you are inquiring about. You probably already have a sense of the type of life you had aboard these ships. The question now becomes how your experiences have affected your present life. Negative reactions, such as fears and phobias, or positive reactions, such as longings to travel, or a special affinity for the ocean. All may have arisen in prior lifetimes. So, guys, I hope you can understand, like, you can, resonate with what the card is trying to tell you. Like, it might be you have a fear or phobia about traveling on ship, or you are mostly, attracted to, travel on a ship or towards oceans and seas. The third card says finances. Your relationship with money is being affected by your past life experiences. For instance, you may have had a lifetime of extreme poverty or even wealth. Many people struggle to save money because their other lifetimes involved communal wealth, where the convent, tribe, or village provided for everyone's needs. In those lifetimes, there was no such thing as individual savings accounts or separate possessions. As a result, you may find that your finances are perplexing and upsetting mystery. Your income may roller coaster up and down. To heal this situation and understand that money is merely energy and can be used for good purposes or negative ones, know that money is in itself neutral. It is what you do with it that matters. Act with the intention to help the world through charity and generosity. That is a noble virtue. So, guys, if you're facing any kind of financial trouble, so this is clear that you're carrying that from your past life. It's kind of a baggage. So your card or your angels are asking you to donate or get into like charity, do charity, or yes, through charity and generosity. Try helping people by donating or doing charities. It will clear away whatever the financial obstacle or difficulty you're facing. So your fourth card is imprisonment or slavery. This card signifies that you spent time imprisoned or in slavery. Your rights were taken from you, as well as your dignity and freedom. You are free now, but you still may harbor fears related to that lifetime. For example, you may feel claustrophobic in confined spaces or on airplanes. Or you may have developed a form of Stockholm syndrome where you feel empathetic towards those who abuse you. On the other hand, your experiences can also make you feel exquisitely compassionate toward those who suffer. You may devote yourself to defending underdogs and bringing more love and justice to this world. To heal any residual fears from that previous lifetime, remember the details of that past life to loosen the shackles and free yourself from the symptoms. Channel your altruistic feelings and tendencies into helping society. Act of kindness and compassion heal the individual as well as the world. The last and the fifth card is spouse. You drew this card because your question relates to a marriage relationship in this life or a previous one. Perhaps your current spouse is someone with whom you shared a romance or relationship before. If you are single at present, your future spouse is likely from your past lifetimes. In some cases, lovers reunite across centuries and share an undying bond of true love. This is what is usually referred to as a soulmate. So drawing this card can signify that the person you're inquiring about is, in fact, that individual. So guys, those who are married, for them, now you know that your spouse is the one you had been romancing with for your births, decades. You both have been reincarnating time and again. And for the ones who are single, So whoever is about to come or enter your life is from your past life itself. He or she was your past life partner. So you have a soulmate on your card. Okay, so I'm done with the first deck of cards. I'll start with the second deck. Those who have chosen the second deck, their cards are Celtic, Baby, Egypt, Unrequited Love, Scribe or Writer. I'll show you the cards. This is Celtic. This one says Baby. This one says Egypt. This one is Unrequited Love. This is Scribe or Writer. Okay. I'll start with the reading. So your first card is Celtic. You drew this card because you had a significant past lifetime in Celtic lands and you continue to feel bonded to this culture. Perhaps you have been lived in or visited the Isles of Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England. You may have learned the old religion of the Celtic lands, which involved the use of healing herbs and gaining wisdom from oak trees. You could even be an ancient druid in disguise. Your connection to the elemental realm has made you love fairies, elves, and all of them. You also respect and love trees, especially oaks and willows. If you haven't already done so, schedule some visits to the ancient sacred areas of the United Kingdom and Ireland. Exploring their stone circles, castles, and spiritual artifacts may trigger additional healing memories. Okay, so your second card is Baby. The situation you're inquiring about involves an infant on some level. Your unconscious mind will reveal the way in which a baby plays a role in your current life. You may have already received the answer in the form of a thought or feeling. Trust this information as your unconscious mind will slowly and gently help you remember and release painful memories. At first, you may think you are imagining this information, but as you put together more pieces of the puzzle through science and additional recollections, you'll feel confident in claiming your past lifetime. This card can speak about you as a baby in this or a previous lifetime. There may have been a trauma that you suffered as a baby or that involved a baby of yours in that lifetime. It also may describe parenthood in this or previous lives. Your feelings and thoughts will guide you so that you can discern the specific meaning. Next is Egypt. This card signals a significant past life in Egypt, which relates to your present situation and question. When a negative pattern stubbornly refuses to heal, its roots are often buried in a lifetime beyond conscious memory. Fortunately, you can access and heal the issue. Like gardening, you can eliminate vestiges of the past by pulling them out of their roots. If you are drawn to Egyptian culture or travel, you most likely had a positive experience in your lifetime there. You may wish to explore the belief systems of Egypt to tap into ancient memories. Much of Egyptian spirituality involved astronomy and astrology, So, stargazing can also help you trigger insights and recollections. On the other hand, if the thought of traveling to Egypt is frightening to you, or you have negative feelings about its culture or spirituality, you may have deep seated fears associated with your lifetime there. This is fairly common, as many traumas occurred in this land in ancient times. Working with a qualified past life therapist or a regression audio can help you release and heal old toxic energies. The fourth card is unrequited love. This card indicates that you had a painful experience with unrequited love in a prior lifetime. The person you love deeply didn't share your feelings, or you may have been betrayed or abandoned. This individual may be in your present life. These experiences of unrequited love may be negatively affecting you now. For example, you might distrust your lover's intentions or his or her ability to make a monogamous commitment. Sometimes those doubts have a basis in current reality. However, romantic insecurities can also be a product of prior lifetimes. When that occurs, the unconscious insecurities are difficult to pinpoint or heal unless they are consciously realized. This is where irrational jealousy and neediness may actually ruin an otherwise good relationship. Sometimes the best cure is past life regression for couples, so that you can both remember the situation that caused you pain in other lives. Your last and the fifth card is scribe or writer. This card reveals that you had a career as a writer or scribe in a past lifetime, which may be why you currently desire to write. You have the natural thinking style of someone who can organize thoughts into the written word. The fact that you had the discipline to sit down and write in that previous lifetime shows that you can exercise the same trait in this life. If you dream of being a published author, this card urges you to pursue that path. Do research on writing and publishing, and more important, write every day, which can be in the form of journaling, letters, creative writing, or non-fiction writing such as blogging or articles. If you have a strong enough desire to be a published author and you are willing to put forth the effort, you can attain your dream. Guys, done with the second deck of cards as well. This video is going to be a bit long. Okay, I'll start off with the third deck. Well, the third deck says persecution and inquisition, authority figures, biblical, phobias, wars and battles. So your first card, persecution and inquisitions. Second one is authority figures. Third is biblical. Fourth is phobias. Fifth is wars and battles. Okay, let's start with the first one. Persecution and inquisition. You drew this card as validation of your suspicions. You were accused of witchcraft, being a heathen, or other crimes in the past. You suffered greatly as a result of the ensuing persecution, and the fear has carried forward into this life. In the past, your character and behaviors were examined publicly, and you were blamed for crop failures and deaths that had nothing to do with you. Your neighbors and the government said that you were casting spells, which was a capital offense. In reality, you were a good-hearted person who had the ability to see into the future and to use energy for healing purposes. That lifetime has made you very sensitive to gossip and rumors. If someone falsely accuses you now, you become fearful and upset, because that's the behavior that led to your painful death in previous lives. You may also be afraid to openly admit that you are still a talented healer and psychic. Unconsciously, you are keeping your spiritual skills a secret to avoid recreating the pain of the past. To heal from this, know that in this current lifetime, spiritual teachers and healers are reverted instead of feared. You agreed to incarnate at this time because your hard-earned knowledge from previous lifetimes is needed in this world, and the fact that you're back on earth shows that no one can harm you permanently or prevent you from pursuing your spiritual path. Okay, so the next card is authority figures. In your previous and current lifetimes, you followed rules that were set down by authority figures such as parents and teachers. You may have also encountered intimidating or even cruel authority figures in the past. Perhaps you found yourself in the presence of those who were power-hungry or abusive. These situations can lead you to fear authority figures and succumb to their will in the present. While it's normal to sometimes be intimidated by powerful individuals, fearing authority figures can lead to unhealthy passivity. For example, you may feel pressured to bow to another's rules without standing up for your rights, or you may develop conflict phobias in which you negate your own needs in order to avoid arguments and disharmony. In some cases, this can lead to a form of depression called learned helplessness, in which you don't even try to improve your life. To heal this situation, fill yourself with self-love and self-esteem and see yourself as being whole and healed. Oftentimes, just remembering past life details will lead to clearing and healing. Next is biblical. When you read about Jesus, Moses, or other biblical figures, you know that there's more to the story because you were there. Either you were a follower of Jesus or Moses, or you lived in the Holy Land. You may have also had lives alongside other famous biblical figures. As a result, traditional religious interpretations of the Bible stories don't ring true to you. You know in your heart and soul what really happened. As such, you tend to follow your own religious and spiritual path. If you witnessed the crucifixion, you may have emotional scarring stemming from the heartbreak and horror that followed your beloved teacher's death. These reactions may have caused you to shut down your spiritual sight, clairvoyance, and other gifts. To reconnect with your God-given abilities, pray for help from the biblical figures to whom you feel most concerned or connected. You'll learn that they have forgiven all transgressions and have moved on with their spiritual lives, and they'll help you to do the same. Next is phobias. This card comes to you compassionately to help you connect the dots between current life phobias and past lifetimes. Often consciously remembering the past life source of your anxieties is enough to release their grip on you. The situation you are inquiring about has its basis in underlying fears or phobias. These fears are energy blocks which are slowing or prohibiting the results you desire. Phobias have to do with the impulse to have complete mastery over situations that are out of your control. They also bring up many trust issues. Your higher self and unconscious mind know the original source of any phobias you may have manifested. You can unearth the origins of these phobias through a past life regression or even through dream work. For example, as you are falling asleep, ask your higher self to give you information that you'll remember upon waking that's related to the phobia. By directly confronting your underlying fears, you can lessen their hold on your unconscious. It's all about awareness. The last and the fifth card is wars and battles. This card indicates that you suffered or were killed in a war in previous lifetimes. Your unconscious will tell you whether you were a soldier, an officer, or a civilian who was a casualty during a battle. That lifetime could have turned you into a pacifist, or it could have made you phobic, and you cannot stand any measure of violence or even loud voices. Conflict phobia prevents relationships from deepening, as part of the authenticity stems from sharing your true feelings with each other. Conversely, that lifetime may have filled your heart with anger and the desire for revenge. In such a case, you would have difficulty controlling your temper. This may even lead to addictions in your attempts to bring about peace. If you have that natural warrior spirit, it's important to channel it in peaceful and constructive ways. For instance, being an activist for positive social change or a legal advocate who champions underdogs. Okay, so we are done with the third deck of cards. The last and the fourth deck. Those who have chosen the fourth deck, the cards for them are transportation, wisdom, mother, communal living, and Atlantis. I'll start with the reading. The first card, transportation. This card signifies that you had intense experiences involving transportation in prior lifetimes. This is especially true if you presently have phobias related to airplanes, cars, and so on, and these fears don't dissipate as a result of getting traditional counseling or hypnotherapy. In those cases, you likely suffered a traumatic past life event in some type of vehicle which has caused you to lose trust in it. You may have been involved in the invention of a form of transportation or related technology, and that knowledge wants to serve you in this lifetime. This includes those who lived during the time of Atlantis, when transportation was fueled by solar and crystal power. Your life purpose may involve reawakening the knowledge of alternative modes of transportation, which could be environmentally beneficial to our world at this time. Okay, so the next card is wisdom. This card indicates that you have tremendous wisdom and knowledge from prior lifetimes that seek to resurface now. Even if you have never thought of yourself as particularly wise, this card indicates that you learned important lessons and information that will serve you and others if it's reawakened now. This card can indicate that it's time for you to return to school or seek additional education of some sort. This may even be a sign that you are changing your career path. Your remerging knowledge is guiding you toward work that is more meaningful. This card asks you to believe in yourself and know that you have what it takes to tackle a career related to your true interests and passions. The third card is Mother. This card indicates that your mother in this lifetime was also with you in other lifetimes. This is actually a very common occurrence. The mother-child relationship is a significant emotional and physical bond. If you enjoy a healthy and loving relationship with your mother in this lifetime, you were probably drawn together again because of your fondness for one another. However, if your relationship has been challenging, this indicates a need to balance the karma through your forgiveness. Your feelings about your mother are directly related to your ability to manifest abundance, as mother energy is all about receiving. If you have blocks with your mother, you have most likely developed control issues that prevent you from receiving help from others or from the universe. So this card asks you to do more personal work concerning your mother. At this time, you may wish to add past life regression as an adjunct to other therapeutic methods. I really loved reading this one. Okay, the fourth card is communal living. The lifetime significant to your question involved a communal setting, such as a convent, monastery, or tribe. Your earthly needs for shelter, clothing, and food were provided for. Although you held a job within the community, you fulfilled your responsibilities for the group and not for individual gain. In your current lifetime, you may feel troubled by the concept of money, individual earnings, savings, and bills. You may feel unsupported because your soul is accustomed to having a community support system. To assimilate in this lifetime, find the balance and harmony between individual and group needs, between give and take. Understand how you fit into the culture and how the group can help you achieve your individual goals and aspirations and further your spiritual growth. And remember, no man or woman is an island. The last and the fifth card is Atlantis. Your lifetime in ancient Atlantis is affecting your current situation. You have soul memories of this idyllic civilization that offered every imaginable wonder. There's a longing for the utopia that you unconsciously remember and which you know is possible in this world. Your soul also remembers the tragic ending of Atlantis, and you may have developed phobias about the ocean as a result. Although you love the sea, perhaps you prefer not to go swimming or sailing. You also recall how the majority of Atlanteans were peace-loving, with the exception of a few political leaders who misused crystal power to the detriment of all. So you may be extra sensitive to issues relating to political corruption in this lifetime. So guys, we are done with all the full group of cards. I've completed all the cards now. The reading is done. So, as I always say, please do write down in the comment section how you felt about the reading, how much satisfied you are with the reading, and how much you're able to relate with the reading. So guys, this is so much for the day, and I'm sorry this video got a bit long and it was in fact necessary to complete all the reading. Well, so I'll come back with more and more readings and useful tips and rituals. For today, I'm saying bye-bye. You guys take care, stay happy, stay smiling. Lots and lots of love from Xenia. Bye.